right. Hello and welcome back to some Minecraft Golden Age, episode 1109. You almost got me there again. I tell you, that 100 part is like the most trippiest of tongue twisters, I tell you, because you have to go 1109. And that's super long to say. Hopefully my mic is working for this. I will double check. Alright. You know what? We never got to set up my Christmas tree because I never did an episode. So, sadly, we never got the, Christmas tree up. But you know what? I am using a new mouse today. It is a... How would I describe it? A sideways mouse. Just so it takes less pressure off my wrist. I've been doing this for years now, I tell you. And it's not good on my wrist. So, we're gonna go and try... Wow, my ears. Wait 1 second, I just turned up my thingy before starting this from 50 to 70, and that was just way too loud. Alright, so let me go and find some stuff around so that we can set up a... Should we set up a jungle Christmas tree this year? I think we should. It may be over, but it's still the holiday season, and if you don't, celebrate that, that's perfectly fine. Maybe I should try like something different for the bottom of it. That might work. Alright, so let us go. Ah, it's raining. Luckily it's not, thundering down like before. Hello there, Snowball. Hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe. Yeah, I really do want to work on my entrance. This entrance that you see here is kind of just stayed the same for like, 1,100 episodes almost, basically. And I do really want to change it up, as I am planning on changing up another detail of my base, that being the pathways that you see that head out all the way over here. We're going to be removing our dinosaurs, so that means T-Rex is going to Dino Land up north. This is where we're building all the dinosaur stuff and all custom habitats specifically for these dinosaurs. It also means I have to take out a large mound here to kind of just flatten out this area. As this is kind of going to be the entrance area. I'm planning on having like some kind of building right here, but it's still a work in progress idea. But I plan on moving all my dinosaurs over. We had our Christmas tree here the last, time. I don't really have room for it, do I? Alright, you know what, I'll place like this, tree here. I'll place this tree right here. Perfect. This room would be a lot more decorated if I had all the armor sets all out. And I'll shove that in there. And let me shove all of the woods that we have on me now. I'm actually thinking of going and doing a different idea for today. And that is because I plan on maybe working on that pathing idea that I was just talking about there. I just need to see what materials that we could actually work with. The problem with my pathings around my base is that a lot of these are very expensive. This is very expensive to do. And that is because it contains concrete blocks that are being powdered. And also, I cannot remember its name there for a second. We have coarse dirt here and we have granite. Granite is cheap. Coarse dirt is slightly expensive because it requires gravel, though we have been running into a lot of gravel recently. But it's concrete that's expensive because it requires sand and gravel. And the problem is I use up a lot of my sand. I don't actually know how much sand I actually have. I guess that's where my entire sand supply went. I placed it up here. And I have a lot of dirt up here and gravel. I might take a lot of this gravel there you see in here. 1, 2, 3. Turn it into coarse dirt. And we might see how it looks if I was to do the coarse dirt. The problem is we can't do it in certain areas. It has to be like areas like this. But I do not plan on keeping all this that you see here. All of this will be slowly removed and returned back to its natural state, as most of the dinosaurs are going to be sadly leaving us for going up north to Dino Land, which will be, you know, a bit heartbreaking if I'm being honest, because that means, yeah, we can't visit Boris the T-Rex or Sarah Tomato, our Triceratops, you know, like we used to. And also this entrance of our, museum will also be going as well. And that will mean... that will mean that we'll be working on this entire river and returning it back to somewhat more, you know, traversable. Because a lot of the rivers that you see around my base, like this one over here, is more normal. I think the most advanced one that I have now is probably over here, because I did tidy up this area down here. And also, I think over here. No, this one needs a clean up. I have to clean up the bottom of the rivers as I go along, and also expand them at the sides, which is quite annoying because there is certain ones that are super thin that I did just to dig out, and then, you know, that was pretty much it. But we're going to have to dedicate a lot more time to that. I'm also going to die of hunger. I'm on half a hunger bar there. I tell you, whenever I do build projects, I just forget about the hunger. I tell you, my wisdom tooth is coming in, and it is sore. Sorry about that, just needed to hydrate. What can we talk about while I'm trying to think of some resource ideas? That's my elytra. Totally forgot about my elytra being here. I should really rely on my elytra more, but the thing is I do not, and that's kind of the weird part. I don't rely on elytra like other people do. Let's see. Is there any resources I could borrow from here? Dark oak is not a bad idea. It's just not very good, I would say. Yeah. There's all my fossils for the new fossil lab. That's what we need to build soon, I tell you. That's what we need to build soon. I'm also trying to get used to this new mic. Well, the mic. I do plan on getting a new mic very soon. So, my trust, you know, webcam that I have, that I use for this model, that will be my only trust tool left. That will be very sad, I tell you. Actually, a lot of this is sandy. I could return it back to sandstone. Oh, sorry, Gary. Gary, watch yourself, please, Gary. Don't go into the water. I don't want you getting eaten by a shark. I don't think that has happened yet, but I will not be surprised if it did happen. Alright, so let me get sorted out all of this stuff, putting it back in here. And we'll sort out what we're going to be doing with this path in here. The problem is I need to figure out where I have sandstone. I picked up some sandstone, but I cannot remember where I have actually placed said sandstone. So the question is where is it, and is it going to hide from me? I do have little tiny remnants, and I could use some of this end stone, so I might take some of that now. Alright, so the wrong backpack, do apologise. That won't have it in there. Yeah, it's definitely not on me, so it must be in storage. That's where it must be. I really gotta work on this hallway again. I do really like the hallway, it looks quite nice, I just need to add more ambience to it. So if you have any ideas, let me know down below. Alright. I don't really want to go and harvest up a bunch of materials now in the desert. So I'm seeing if there's anything else around. But And we're thinking about we're gonna need at least a few, when I mean a few stacks, a lot of stacks. Question is, where did I place? I must have taken it downstairs, that's what it is. Sorry, it's taking a little second to get used of this tool being, what do you call it? Ah, there's my thingy. So it must be close by. Must still be in one of these chests. I'm definitely sure I placed it in a chest. There's sandstone stairs. I will actually need that, so grab that. Or did I expend it on another build project? That has happened before. Let's see. Oh, no, that's not what I'm looking for. Let's see. Anything on this side? No, wait. Ah, that's just not what I'm looking for. I had it somewhere around here. I'm trying to figure out where it is. There's a pain. Yeah, we don't have it set up here. But I must have sorted it into one of these chests over here now. Just need to figure out what one's which. It's like Russian roulette here today. Trying to figure out where I placed which item. Ah, there it is. We don't have much though. We do not have much. Yeah, we'll just take that then now. I have a ton of glass that I need to go and put into storage. But that can wait for another time. Now, I was working on the storage room last episode. We will be continuing that very soon. I did get a new idea, which I need to develop a bit, as it's going to involve the flooring. Which I will... I'm trying to think. That I'm planning on... 1 second, this little tiny plush that I use for placing my wrist on was just falling there. I'm planning on making a similar floor to what we have here, but it's going to be 2 blocks deep of glass, and then we'll have the coloured on the bottom going around the entire thing. So this is basically what the flooring has got to look like in the storage area. It also allows me to do some lighting a little bit easier. And I think I'll probably put the lighting on the sides. I think that would work. So it's got to be a little bit of a rough fit if I'm being honest. The problem with doing, you know, depth and stuff is that it can either turn out looking nice or it will turn out, you know, a little bit rough. And that is kind of what I'm not hoping happens. Alright. What did I use for... I guess I just used thingy, so I might just use smooth stone here for... Gary, you scared the life out of me there. I thought there was a creeper. You did that slow walk that a creeper does and it just scared the life out of me. Alright. So place that there. This is not calculated right. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be correct. I almost placed the wrong block there. Don't want to waste that expensive quartz. Quartz is still too expensive to just waste so easily. Let's see. I'll probably double it then. So we double. Alright, and then we have the basis, and then we go over to these, which are no longer in the right area, right? No, they are. They are. I think that might have just been a fault on my part there. Alright, so let us go and place that there. A lot of this area that you see right here will be getting excavated. And that's because I'm going to be returning a lot of the landscape to its original borders. And not my artificial kind of little mounds that we have going on here. And it's for a good reason that, and it's because I kind of miss the old land bit that we had here. This used to be called the bunny pool because it used to be filled with bunnies. Sadly all those bunnies disappeared. And I don't understand why. I am pretty sure some of them survived and just scattered across my world. But I'm not sure. If anyone goes back in like those old episodes, they'll probably see those bunnies in the very early on period. But after that point they kind of disappear, except for like, you know, ones that I tamed. That should still be around unless they died to certain stuff being normally sharks if they're in the water. Alright, so that's 2 blocks there, and that's... no, that can't be right. Alright, so this is supposed to be 3 blocks, so if I break that, bring it back by 1, break that, bring it back by 1, there we go, and that's how the bridge is supposed to be. Alright, now to get started on how this bridge is actually going to look. The thing is, we're probably going to rely on endstone bricks for this, and that's going to be the rough part. I'll probably sandstone this front area. We'll do that on the other side as well. So basically everything here will be sandstoned. A lot of this gravel beach I will probably preserve. I don't think it's fully natural or not. I'm not sure. Is this fully natural? It doesn't look natural. I guess it is natural. It just looked very odd to me, like it was one of the things added. I guess it is a very weird, unnatural kind of gravel here. I never noticed that. Alright, now that we have that done, I think we'll get started on just placing some bricks down to kind of see how it looks fully and see, you know, what needs to be changed and all that. Alright, and I think it will just be a little bit more here, and that would definitely be a bit to start going up. So somewhere around there, oops, would definitely be the spot to start going up. So we'll head on over there and do the same thing that we just did there. Gary's just on the bit there again. Can't believe how long ago we caught Gary now. Like, it's been ages. I remember Gary, you know, when we first got Gary. Those were some good times, I tell you. Those were some good times. They don't make horses like they used to. That's all I'm gonna say. They don't make horses like they used to. And they don't make roads like they used to. Probably because I built all the roads. And I don't build roads like I used to. This is actually looking quite nice, to be honest. This is actually looking quite nice. I'm also charging my, you know, mouse as I'm doing this. So, it's not... My words just did not want to come out there. They're not too bad, to tell you. They're not too bad. Let's see. Do that. Alright. So, I guess I would probably do something that is a bit strange, but I do feel like it could work, and that is upside down stairs along these parts right here. I'm gonna have to do a little shimmy over here with this block placement. We always have this problem when it comes to sandstone stairs, I tell you. That's, they don't want to sit where you want them to sit. And I think I'm about to get it perfect. Perfect. There we go. So now that we have that sorted out, so we just go, there's something strange here, and it's because I placed what here? Stairs, yes. I was wondering why it looked a little bit odd. So we do this, out, out, in, and then we just do the same thing that I did over there, and that is bring it in. There we go. Yeah, that's actually looking not too bad. That's not looking too bad at all. I don't know we'll keep these main pillars that you see right here. That is a maybe that we'll keep those, but it does not really matter as we're just trying to make a bridge look nice. Nice and smooth and lovely looking. Instead of rough and coarse. Let's see. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to go like this up to this bit here. Yep, there we go. These blocks are really, you know, not too bad for this area. I really do like how this looks so far. It's going to be a little bit of getting used to it. That's what I will say. But this is not the first thing that has been changed around here, so I should get used to it, you know, quite fast. This tree might actually have to go. It's been here for quite some time, but it is kind of getting in the way of the path in here. Alright, so we'll place these here, and then we'll place, go like that, and then we'll go like this. Alright, and then we do the same thing over here. I hear my sheep harvesting. I keep forgetting I have these sheep just here. A lot of these sheep are very old, to be honest. I think they are about as old as... I want to go to chiseled, actually. Yeah, give me 2 chiseled. This is the last of the, you know, thingy anyway, but yeah. I want to give it a kind of... That was the right block, yeah. I got so worried. I want to kind of give it a very nice look. And also a lot of this area that you see right here, I do actually have a plan for very in the future, I tell you. Very, very in the future. I plan on making a kind of bit that comes through this area here. And I have drawn down the idea, I just need to find the idea to get it built. So when I do, I will eventually build that area. And I feel like it will be quite nice when it actually gets done. And I feel like you will quite enjoy it because it's a really nice build, I would say. It might need a little bit of touch up because it's been that long. But it's basically this area here, but larger. So I might actually bring it out, you know, more. Because this has been kind of just chiseled inwards because of it and needing to get to it. That also might mean the Swafap Tunnel, named after a Indian commenter that we had, might actually have to be changed. That'll be something for the future though. That'll be something for the future. I'm looking forward to it though. Looking forward to it. Alright. Now I just need to find a crafting table. Also I will actually be working on something new for our what do you call it, area here. That being our chicken. I saw there was a creeper there. It's a chest. It looked so scary there for a second. But we have a chicken farm here. It's been going for a very, very long time. And we use it to feed our dinosaurs. I will be using it a lot more very soon. As it will probably be our main export from this area. For, you know, every other dinosaur in Dino Land that eats, you know, that kind of food. The thing is, they don't really care about what they eat, to be honest. Because it's food to them. So, it's not too bad that I just have to give them eggs always. That actually looks, you know, not too bad. I just need to make this bottom bit look a little bit nicer, so... I might actually make some more of these slabs. And we'll see what we can get started on. Something bit my hand there. Looked away for 1 second and then, you know, bit me. I think it was a fly. Pesky flies, I tell you. Let's see. might bring it out a little bit more, yeah. And then we'll think about breaking these now. I won't break the full pillar just yet. But I will break this bridge. This is a very historical bridge. For any of you who have been here for a very long time, this bridge we built quite some time ago. I think it was in the hundreds. And it's sad that we have to break it, but it needs to go. It's very ugly and has seen better days. Plus Barry always complains to me about cobblestone, which is kind of understandable. It does look very cold. There we go. So let me break that. Break this. Could actually start deconstructing some of the stuff around here. That is a possibility. Alright. Let me shove wood stuff in here now. Anything that involves the wood will go in there, and then we'll swap it over to the stones, which can also carry my, you know, other materials that I just brought with me for this build project. I might actually use them again very soon. There we go. A lot of the stone that you see... Oh, I accidentally mismatched the wrong thing there. Alright. This is actually a very nice bridge, to be honest. It is a very nice bridge. I'm definitely going to have to add some lighting to it, because mobs. But I will sort that out another time, which probably will be soon. Let's get this tree chopped down. I planted this tree a long time ago. It's sad that it has to go, but you know what? It has to go. Ah. Oh, a lot of old materials here. I think some of this might have actually been from the, what do you call it, jungle bridge that used to come all the way along here and connect up right there, but we took that all down. But I think we might have to take down Phil here. Phil the farmer. It's gotta be very strange to tell you. It's gotta be very strange. I need to actually find the original area of this area. So that's primarily what I'm going to focus on. Okay, so that's all original until it gets to here. Is that right? I know if I head down here you can start to see this. I think I might just take all this sand away. Yeah, I see what I did here. I dirtied it and then I put sand on top. We'll see what we can take away. There it is. This is a very historical area, and this is the most expensive enclosed stone, to be honest. I did not realize how overprotective I was when I came to doing underwater stuff. I remember specifically why I placed so much glowstone. I thought if I ever get a mod that adds in like a drowned or something, that I would have to, you know, be very cautious. Alright, let me go and place that in there. And yeah, just get that out. We'll be placing a lot of the sand in here. Let me go grab some oxygen first. And probably eat some rotten flesh. Is that a hole here? This was a long time ago, it seems. Yeah, that is definitely a long time ago. I must have upset this landscape. Or this was actually gravel. I see, it must have been gravel from a long time ago. I guess I could just do this now. I waited this many years to do this. Wee. So a lot of this stuff has to actually go because I want to return a lot of the landscape back to original style of what it was. So sadly a lot of this is, you know, very historical to my world, but also at the same time it's been here for over 1,000 episodes. And I could do something much better. And I do plan on doing something much better. As that plan that I talked about earlier revolves around... I have to make sure. Oh, I'm running out of thingy. Luckily we're in 1.12.2. Just break all of this. It's like, you know, playing Tetris again. It's like playing Tetris. I didn't realise there was like 2 outer shells. That's a lot of glowstone. I will be happy to use that glowstone elsewhere, if I'm being honest. There's probably like 2 stacks worth of it there. That's a lot of glowstone. I was afraid that, you know, I would add a mod that adds an egg drown, but I did not think I was that afraid. Alright, let me head down and just start grabbing a lot of the material that you see falling down here. We have plenty of room in our backpack for this compared to the early days where I did not have a lot of room in my backpack. You can see a lot of the, what do you call it, stuff that I tried to do to kind of make it look more realistic. Not the best. A lot of this actual terrain, it seems like this is super thin. I didn't realise how thin this area was, if I'm being honest. The thing about, you know, stone, I can insta-mine it. Any stone, you know, if I relog it, it'd just show anyway, so... It's just my pickaxe is a little bit too fast, to be honest. It's actually nice just seeing the original island, you know. I get like nostalgia vibes from just seeing it. I never realised how small this island was. What time are we at? We're already at the end of the episode? You're joking me. Oh, I felt like, you know, I'd not done that much today, but it feels like, you know, that's an understatement, to be honest. That bridge, you know, took a lot of work and plus still needs some more work to be done on it, but I cannot believe how much glowstone I used down there as well. Alright, so that'll be where we end off this episode here. If you're on Twitch, we'll be restarting, and if you're on YouTube, that's the end of today's episode. Have a nice day. You know what, I'm going to redo that there. Have a nice day. If I was a maybe so much, I think it's very important. Have a nice day. Bye bye.